All right, we ready?
Yeah.
All right.
As ready as we're gonna be.
All right. So today our lesson is in simplify. Simplify, simplify.
Yes.
Though I don't know if we can all do that when you got picket fences all over the place.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Thank you for that.
Thanks, Ned.
a couple things I've done to simplify my drawing. I took that tree that's in front of the yellow house. I took it out.
Yeah.
I just didn't like it, and it just complicated things. And it's very tricky to figure out what's behind the ladies. You can make it just green. You can put some cars in there. I'm putting a small house back there, I've decided that they are walking on a brick sidewalk.
Oh, no.
Good for you.
Now, you don't have to have a brick sidewalk. It could be a white sidewalk. But then we got to begin to decide what's white in this picture. Now, I see the tops of those, the caps on those, on the fence as being really white. And I like the building on the right is fairly bright. And that's where I kind of want though the ladies are going to be the focal point. There's no question. Whenever you put people in and they're at that one of those four quadrants, they are in a spot will become a focal point. And I'm going to make one lady with a sort of pinkish color shirt and the other with a blue, just so that I don't have two twins walking down the street. I also look at those hydrangeas on the right. Like, what we do something there?
Yeah.
You know, they're kind of yellow against a white yellow house. So I'm gonna make them. You know how some hydrangeas are pink or blue.
Yeah, blue.
So I'm gonna get some of that color in there just to jazz it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
that sounds nice.
All right. So as we've done in the past, we're gonna start with the sky, and I'm flooding my paper with water and going around the buildings.
This meeting is being recorded by the host.
Yes. Is that okay with you, Judy? That it's being recorded?
They go down into the trees.
I'm going down into the trees, but I'm not going to go down into the little trees, the little ones on the sidewalk.
Okay.
They look like little pear trees or something.
What are we supposed to do with this? It says got it.
Just touch got it. Leave it at that.
Just click it. Yeah.
Click. Click what?
The got it.
Got it.
I was afraid he was gonna do
Means
Okay,
got it means
so there we
I
go.
understand he's recording.
This is doing got it
that.
too.
Going all the way down.
Yes, you hit the got it button.
All right. And now I'm taking a little bit of aureolin because it's a Judy. Well, you're not supposed to be painting with me. Just watch me. Then paint. I'll paint for 8 minutes, and then I will give you 15 minutes to remember what I just did. So,
He went down to the top of these.
okay, Linda, don't try to keep up with me.
Oh, take notes.
Because it's a warm summer day, I'm going to throw in some yellow right above the trees.
And just plain Oreo.
Just little aureolin. And I may not even see it when the whole painting's done. It may not even show up. And then I'm going to get some cerulean blue. And it's like I said, it's a summer day. Cerulean blue. It's usually a darker blue at the top. So let's grab a little bit more color there. I'm going right through my tree. Get right through my. What are these things called, Maria? These
Which
things?
these? USB thing?
Yeah, I'm going right through my. And if I miss some spots, I'll call them clouds.
There
Right?
you go. That's right.
So I'm taking this light blue, and it's gotten lighter since I'm going right through that building. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Well, he-
We're going through the building.
Well, I'm going through whatever's behind the ladies. I'm doing it. I'm going around the ladies' hats. Look at the size of this brush. I'm going around their hats.
Yeah, that's a big brush.
Pretty good, huh?
Do you have
Okay.
quite a bit of water in that paint?
What's that?
Do you have quite a bit of water in the paint?
Why don't you go and see?
Not like my brush doesn't have much water right now because I don't want to flood this thing. Okay, so that was the sky.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Okay.
And now I want to get sky.
That's what they say.
All right, and I'm going to go right.
We're coming to invade.
Yeah, fine. And I'm going to go right into the road now
We went to the house.
with kind of a little bit of alizarin and the blue that I just had from the sky.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
And I'm just putting this color in here. This is the little driveway toward the house right behind the ladies. Okay, leave that there. Okay, now I just want to get, while everything's kind of a little bit goopy and wet, I'm going to put my kind of get this green in here. So here's these little median strips. And this tree, it's going to be, the stem is going to be darker than the green, so I don't worry about going around the stem.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going right down. There's that
Down.
median strip. There's another little strip back here.
And that looked like it was,
Aureolin and cerulean, any yellow and blue. You can do your own colors. And I'm going to use this little strip next to the trees. And there's Ellen's dog.
No, that was Nana's dog.
Oh, there's Nana's dog. Okay.
The doggy.
Oh, and I'm making an executive decision that this
oh, I like that.
area
idea.
right below the pickets is also
I
going to
like
be
that.
green,
I like that.
like it's grass.
Grass.
Okay.
Yeah, right. In between. Yeah.
And
That's nice.
yeah,
Instead of
you like my choices here.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'm going to do, and then I'll let you paint.
Oh, dear.
Judy's already ahead of me. Is I'm gonna raw sienna and a little bit of alizarin, I think. I don't know what I'm going to use to. Or burnt sienna. Let's try the burnt sienna. That looks more sidewalky color. And I'm going to take this. There we go. And I want to do this now while the green is still a little bit
Yeah.
wet, so that I don't get too harsh a line between the two of them. I'm still getting a line. So there's my sidewalk, and I maybe put a little sidewalk behind the ladies. Any other sidewalks? Oh,
Oh, yeah, right there.
I could put a
Yeah.
little sidewalk coming up into the doorway.
There's one behind this picket fence.
Well, I'm not doing that. No way. Getting
Well, I didn't
around.
put that picket fence, so I have to
Oh.
put mine there.
So I'll go around a couple of pickets here.
Oh, that's
No.
right.
Oh dear.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear, this is the negative painting part. And I didn't
That's
draw.
right.
I didn't draw one of them in, so that makes it hard for me. Okay,
Oh, that's so pretty. Would you
there
do
we go.
that?
So
Do
I've
mine.
covered about half the paper. I've got blue, I've got green, and I've got this kind of sidewalky color.
So,
Okey-dokey.
oh, you left the tree.
Yeah, I've left the trees. I can go back to those later.
Sidewalky color.
It's on the tube of paint, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's called sidewalking, right?
right.
How did you make the green, Ned?
I used aureolin and cerulean, but you could use any green and any yellow and any blue will give you a green. Yeah, so my sidewalk color was a little I started with alizarin crimson and raw sienna, a red and yellow, and it was a little bit too bright. So then I went to a little bit of burnt sienna, which is kind of a dirt color, I guess. Burnt. Yeah, not dirt. Yeah. Okay. Try to work with as few strokes as possible. So you do the sidewalk in two vertical strokes, maybe, or.
Says you.
Not me, I'm already with my tiny brushes.
Oh, Ellen, you're doing your eyeliner brushes, huh? All right, I'm getting anxious. I'm getting ready to paint some lawn or
Then
something.
I wait for answers from them too.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start in on the lawn area in front of our main house here. And I guess I'm gonna go with, feel like I'm going back to the Aureolin and Cerulean, but it's a nice manicured town, so you shouldn't wonder that you got these gorgeous lawns. And this will be a real exercise in negative painting,
Oh, great.
because I'm painting around all the white caps of this,
Just terrific.
of the pickets. I'm painting there's this little bush in front of the house. Emil, you drive me crazy. You can't even think.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so I don't know what kind of little hedge it is in front of the house, but I've just painted right into it. And I'm not bothering with that line of white between them.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
and now, nothing's pre-wet, so I gotta go on with the color's gotta be a little bit stronger. Okay, so now this is nasty here. This is gonna be this is gonna be painting between the pickets. 1, 2,
With the green.
with the green. And I'm painting right down to that cross piece that holds the picket fence together. And I gotta end my strokes at the same level, otherwise it's not gonna look like a good little 2x4 going across there. Okay, there's that. And I'm going up a little bit into this little hydrangea bush. How are we doing here? So it's looking good on the screen. This is, I wish there was a,
If Judy's not panicking, everything's fine.
And you need to look at that, yeah. I have to get a smaller brush out.
well, I'm trying to use a big enough brush that I can use just maybe 1 or 2 strokes between each picket. And I'm gonna blur out the top edge here because I don't want a sharp edge. Oh, I just lost the peak of that picket. All right. And of course, we've got to get paint down below that board. So I'm painting here, here. Oh dear. And here's where I go, oh gee, I didn't draw that very precisely, so now I'm paying for it. I gotta be careful, I gotta go around this little cap here. I wanna keep that, I like that. Okay. What else? And I have some green, I'm gonna put a bush, take a look here, I'm gonna put a bush in front of the yellow house.
Oh, yeah, right.
Right there, there's a bush right there, and I'm gonna go down, and now I'm gonna paint the greens in between the white pickets of the neighbor's yard. Now this is what, 7 strokes or something, and then I'm going the teeny little bits down below. You see how that works? So the fence sort of appears. I'm gonna keep on going. I don't really know what I'm doing here. What else am I doing here? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, and while now I'm gonna darken up this little boxwood hedge in front of the house. I'm gonna use New Gamboge and Ultramarine, which is going to give me a much stronger dark. Right at the bottom here. It's a little beeping sound here.
I don't know.
I'm leaving a little bit of light on top of that, but not too much. All right, do we have some more greens I should be doing? Maybe way back here, a couple of pickets. Have I done how? Is that enough negative painting? How's that look?
Hey, thanks.
Should we be painting now?
Yeah, now you get your painting. Because I'm stopping. I think I'm done. Red pickets. I've already got the brick walk to the door all set. Get this green in here. Yeah. Oh, I know. I'm gonna just darken this little bush in the neighbor's yard. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker because I see it as mostly in shadow. But okay, so do a little bit of work on this negative painting and.
What colors did you do? Did you use for the dark green?
I used new. I wanted a stronger green, so I used ultramarine blue, which is the darker blue, and I used New Gambo's yellow
Oh, that's right.
because it's a slightly darker yellow than the Aureolin.
I don't have New Gamboge, but I have Rossi. I have yellow ochre.
No, I wouldn't do yellow ochre. That's not bright enough. Do you have cadmium yellow?
Yes.
Yeah, and then use a little bit of cadmium. Use it sparingly. It's a pretty strong color. You're just trying to find a slightly darker blue and a slightly darker yellow to make a darker green. Do it right on the painting. I'm going to do a zoomed in view
Oh, excellent.
so that hopefully you'll see it better. And then I'll do my painting after I've stopped. So here's our hydrangea bush. And it's important to kind of look at this. And I told you I'm going to make it a little bit of pink and a little bit of blue. I sort of see that I've drawn sort of two different bushes here. So I'm going to take a very pale permanent rose. Yeah, come on up. And the important thing is not to just make a lot of circular balloons disconnected from each other, because it'll end up looking like polka dots, and you don't want that. So I'm gonna try to see them as groupings. There's one of them. There's another one. And here's a third way up here. So it's like an Olympic thing here. Then I'll take another one out here and a second one underneath it. Maybe one by itself. And again, you kind of look at the pictures, and you'll see that they are grouped together. Sometimes pretty large groupings of these darn things. There's a four pack, and they are right out at the edges. You're not going to have green. You're going to have flower or blossom. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Blop, blop. But I have to, in my own mind, see that I've got where they're going to be, okay? And I'm certainly not a slave to exactly where they are in the picture, but I see that there are fewer of them in the bottom right corner. So this looks like measles now. Okay, so now I'm using cerulean blue for the veil. Blue ones, and I'm making this one just a little bit taller than the first one. There's two. Here's a third one up here. There's one. Yeah, I like those blue ones. They look like they're almost like made of
And it goes with your sky on the other
ice.
side.
Yeah. Okay, so blue, blop, 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 blop. Two strokes, so one side of it, one the other.
The dot in the middle.
A little dot in the middle. Perfect. Okay, then, while these are still a little bit wet, we'll see. I'm going to go with Aureolin and the cerulean. I'm going to sort of go around them. Almost like outlining the edges of these. Because the green, you hopefully will agree, is darker than the blossom. Like this. And later we may put some highlights or some shadow tones on the blossoms, but for now, I'm just sort of going around all these.
Okay, gotcha.
Got it?
I think
Later
so.
we'll
And you don't have to watch me do all the blue ones, and I may not, and then I'll do the same around the blues.
We'll do the highlights later.
Yeah, we'll do shadow colors on we're going to put a little darker red on there later on when everything dries. And if your red bleeds into the green, hey, that's okay too,
Okay,
You see how that works?
I think so.
Okay. So while you work on your painting, I'm going to do my hydrangeas on my own painting.
I'm gonna go for it.
Just make mud.
I see that. I see.
Oh dear, oh dear. Make mud. Sorry.
No, I was just curious how much I was getting to show up on that one.
So, let's see.
So you figured that the real ones were boring, so we make them more exciting?
I just didn't like
The real ones are hard.
and the yellow against a yellow or a white house seems to me like, ugh, that's kind of a tough.
How dare real life be that way? That's what Emma always said.
And then you get from the rules.
Linda, you got a couple of different reds there. There's a permanent rose, and there's another one you've got that's kind of nice.
Windsor red. The other one.
Magenta, yeah, that could work. Yep.
What's that? Because of the blue sky. Only one portion of it.
It is amazing, Bill. On the recordings, you can hear when the train goes by. You hear the bell and the.
iPhones are scaringly
Mm-hmm,
sensitive.
Mhm.
Yep,
like that.
like that. Exactly.
Yeah, and don't be sparing with your water on these because you don't want to flood this because otherwise things sort of run together like crazy. I mean, some running is fine, but
What a wonderful opportunity to play with broken color.
hmm?
For those of us whose
What
mind
glue
goes
did you
there.
use, on the second batch of hydrangeas back there?
I used cerulean blue. It wasn't.
It's a nice blue, it looks good.
Are these, hydrangeas supposed to be like a fuchsia?
I like this. I'm enjoying this part of it. Dare I say I'm getting to. Oop. Too blank. What the hell am I doing here? Such a awful color. What did I do? It's like gray.
What's that?
Alright.
And the green for your hydrangeas, you want to be kind of like darker?
Yeah, I think I put mine's too light. I'm going to go back with a little bit of ultramarine and gamboge or something to get it darker. Because when you look at the picture, look how dark. Yeah, they could do that too. Look how dark the in the photograph. How dark, especially down near the bottom.
Yeah, very dark. It's almost like you need to add like a little alizarin and darken it, right?
You could.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. That's what I'm playing with. Then you go overboard and then you have mud.
Now you know to practice.
Exactly. Oh, wow. Green. Oh, there you go.
Well, Laura, I think you want to put yourself on mute while you're coughing.
Well,
You
excuse
don't
me.
wanna catch it.
We don't want to. Yeah, we don't want to catch what you got.
Just traumatizes us.
Okay, that's all right. Do I want those things to go down to the pickets? Oh, jeepers. Yeah, good. You blend it over a little bit and merge the. Oh, that's great. Those really stand out nicely.
Thanks. Yeah, I finally got the green that I was looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a monster to mix. Kept messing with my head.
Right, do it again.
I know, right?
Just throw it away, do it again.
That's, ooh,
I know.
those look like, just like those bushes do, you know?
I only have 37 of them.
But you got a nice kind of blush of light in the middle, and then the blue is darker around the edge. And that kind of happened, by the way, you
Put it on
put it
here.
on. It's great.
Well, at least this time, oh yes, he does have a flag, I was about to say, at least he doesn't have any flags to paint.
Shit.
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna do flag.
Yeah, he's got two.
Board, start doing those flags.
Oh my god.
Yeah, good.
You know.
Now, take your green and take out some of those white things, because.
No, I am, I'm getting there, but I'm
Yeah.
finding that I have to, these guys haven't dried yet.
Oh, okay.
But I am, as they do dry, going right up against them so that I get a little bit of a mud edge,
Yeah.
you know?
Yep.
No, he's got it.
Yep.
I'm getting
Get
it.
a little of that blended edge.
Alright.
Otherwise, those white things are called highlights. You know?
This was a more of a pleasant, a negative space painting than the picket fence.
Yeah, right, because it doesn't have to be precise.
Oh yeah, no.
Wow.
And while we're being sort of picky, I don't think you don't need a lesson from me in doing the American flag. I'm going to do it now, and you get to it when you get to it. You know, obviously, the blue, as you put it in, if you can leave little flecks for the whites, that's always good.
Okay.
Go for it.
Right. Guess that's what we'll do now.
Because it's not near anything, so it's not going to bleed into anything.
Okay.
I always start with the blue first and do the reds.
You're gonna have fun, Emil.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Bill.
I'm not sure in that distant flag it's possible to put stars in.
What kind of blue is that?
Really, this is the easiest thing. I think ultramarine is the perfect blue, and I think the Windsor red or any permanent red you have is a perfect red. I usually like to mix colors with something else, but these are so bold and.
I just listen to the background sound.
Yeah.
The cyan.
Yeah, at least we're not doing like a 2-mile run
It
in
sounds
gym
like
class, you know?
it sounds
What's that?
Yes.
I mean, that used to really stink.
Unless you were a runner, and I wasn't.
I wasn't a runner,
Well, if you were.
and I wasn't
if you were
necessarily the
athletic.
greatest of morning people.
Or if you were athletic, then it was no problem.
And running in the woods in February was
Susan?
not
I said if you were athletic, no problem, but what if you were this chubby dude that was always huffing and puffing, it was,
I don't know
that was.
anybody like that.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. All right, it's not. This goes.
Mhm. Whenever the gym teacher had a smile on your face, this face, it was not gonna be good.
Torture, exactly.
And here we are complaining about watercolor.
Isn't that what started it? Okay.
Okay, serious.
I'm doing hydrangeas. I take hydrangeas very seriously.
You did straight window red?
Yeah.
It's really red.
What did Betsy Ross use?
She used some type of yarn. How'd they get those dyes that color, right? Yeah, because they were such, they didn't have a real.
Muslin, probably, muslin, right? You probably use muslin.
Oh, yeah,
White?
yeah,
Muslin's
yeah,
color,
yeah,
yeah.
for the color, yeah, right. But the vibrant colors though, back then, I mean, how did they mix them? It's amazing how they did it with the natural berries.
Cranberries,
Berries,
cranberries, hopefully, right?
Yep, yep, that's exactly it.
Oh.
That's what it. I'm here.
I'm here.
That's funny. Bye, girl. I'll see you tomorrow. Good girl.
With what? No, alternative.
Oh, we've been picking away at little teeny areas here. We gotta start getting some big brushes out and These buildings are going to will be our next challenge.
Were you using the big stripes for red or the little ones?
Oh, Bill.
What do you mean?
They weren't the thing.
Okay, I'm ready to start. There are a couple things we got to do. I want to knock off these little white trees, drive me crazy. Plus, I need them to dry before I put in the trees
The
behind
trees
me.
behind, okay.
So I'm going to do those pretty quickly. Again, I'm going back to the old Aureolin and Cerulean. I mean, I can't believe I'm using this combo so often. But it's there's such beautiful light greens. Okay, so throwing this up.
You didn't wet it.
No, and I'm using my brush to make these little flick marks. I don't see any gaps in the tree, so the whole thing is pretty solid. And I'm using this yellow color along the left, as I look down at the left side of the tree. Here comes the peanut gallery. And I'm doing the other one the same way.
And I came out with this. I'm gonna throw this
Yeah.
okay. Just to give it a little. But there's also yellow at the top.
Come on.
That makes another part.
You will.
Says
I made such a mess of nothing when I did that.
it'll help.
Okay, there's that. Okay, now but the tree has a darker tone to it on the shadow side. So I'm going to go raw sienna and the cerulean, and we'll see what that does. Oh, good. That's a pretty good. Let's get a little bit. Okay, good. So that's going to go into there. Going to bleed. I'm going to push this over into the other tree.
Okay.
And then that same dark color, God, I can't keep going back to that thing, will be the bottom half of this tree. So the bottoms of both these trees are kind of just blending together. So it even though they're two trees, it's one big tree shape.
Right.
And you try to just knock it all. What am I gonna do with that?
Two separate trees.
And while I'm doing this, watch how I finish this up. I'm gonna do this. Get a little bit of alizarin crimson down there just to get it darker. And I'm gonna put in the trunk very lightly. A couple flicks down near the bottom here. And pull down the trunk lightly. And it's darker than the green that was there. And since I'm already down here, I'm going to get a little bit of ultramarine blue. And whatever. And take this is the shadow, it bends down, and then it goes across the sidewalk. And so now I'm drawing the shape of the tree as though it's on its edge. So I got these little flicker things going up here. And I'm just gonna.
What colors did you use for the dark side of the tree?
Raw sienna and cerulean.
Raw sienna and cerulean, yep. And while I'm down here, I may as well put a couple shadows for these ladies, and I'm doing the shadow for this other tree. And maybe a little line in this thing like here. Like that one, how's that looking? Okay, so now should I do this building now or let you guys paint that?
Oh, let's.
Oh my God, this stop and start is killing me. All right.
Oh, do it.
Yeah, I'll wait and do this. No, I'm gonna do this. I'm ready to go.
Oh,
Okay, here we go. The dark side of this main house. So I see that there's a white trim around these windows. So what I'm going to do is the color of that white in shadow. I'm not going to go as dark as the house itself in shadow. Okay. Raw sienna, alizarin, and cerulean. Here we go. Let's see how this looks. Oh, it's not too bad, right? Yeah, I don't want too much of any one color. It shouldn't look like, oh, that's a blue side of the house, it's a red side of the house. So I'm mixing it all, and I'm going to write down. Come on, let's get this. It's too yellow. A little more cerulean.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Now isn't this pretty right here? Look how the colors get a little bit of red in there, a little bit of blue, and it just kind of sings, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're singing.
Boom, and right over the windows.
Oh, exciting.
Yep, and I get more red.
Oh, wow, okay. Because it's in shadow, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, and I'm going now. This is the only tricky part. I got to go down. I'm going to go around.
later.
I got to go around my. I got to go around all these hydrangeas. Around, boop, boop. Down there. I'm hardly even looking. I'm just saying. Oh, I'm there. I must have had a blossom there, so I may as well.
Look at you go.
Okay, so that's that.
Oh,
And then while I got that lovely color with the cerulean and the this and the that, and I'll go, well, let's see. Let's get an accent under here. An accent there. Boom. How many lines do I see over that
Too
doorway?
many.
Well said.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And this, you guys say, oh, how do you draw lines so straight? I put the brush down and I lean backwards. You see that I'm not even moving it. I'm just
Right.
leaning backwards,
Interesting.
letting gravity pull it. Now I got
Good gym activity.
underneath the eaves up here.
You lean to the side.
Oops, I got a big glop of cerulean on there. There's that. Here's the little eave going up the side. What else do I have? I have a little. Okay, there's some caps over the windows. And I'm going to throw a little bit of a line on the side of these windows here.
Oh, dear.
No, you think he's done it before? Absolutely.
Of course he has.
Because we have a family has a house about this era, and I've painted it so many summers, so I know where all the details are. So what's the last thing I'm going to do here? I'm going to take. Oh, there's a line here. There's that trim piece right before the clapboards start, and then right here I'm going to do a few of these.
Oh, boy.
This is the part Ellen likes. But stay with me, Kathy. Notice that I'm doing some, but maybe not. I'm not doing all the lines all the way across. I don't think I want it looking like a zebra. So, you know, see how I hint at them? I do a little bit there. Maybe I'll do one. And notice that these are all going to go to here. So these lines now are going,
Point to the back.
they're going
Okay.
Yeah.
sort of like uphill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I blew that one, but that's all right. So you got to make sure you know that you start changing the directions as you do this.
So the house is staying in just the paper white color.
Yeah, I'm leaving this house white.
Sounds good.
All right, go ahead. Off you go. Trees, and then the dark side of that, the main house.
Okay.
pretty good.
Trees first. Oh. The side, I think.
Oh boy, we gotta get moving here.
Yep.
All right.
We're waiting for you.
All right. Okay. We're gonna do the yellow house.
Okay.
And then we may get into some figures. We may get into these houses. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take the Aureolin. Now, the house in front in the picture actually is sort of a yellow one, and I'm not going to make it yellow. I'm just going to leave it white. And this one back here, though, I am going to make a nice... And I'm going to paint both sides of the houses at once. The front,
What color is that in there?
just straight Aureolin.
Wow.
That's house number 2.
That's house number 2. And I'm just covering the whole damn thing. Of course, I'll eventually make the side darker, but
Whoa, that's a bright house.
Yeah, well, you know, it's a little leftover from Venice. You know,
Okay.
okay. In Connecticut.
now what? Now what should I do
Whole
next?
thing.
Let's get some tones on these.
So if you made it lavender, it could be Woodstock.
Let's get some Okay, I'm doing these ladies with a little bit of
Yeah.
yellow ochre on the parts that I see are is flesh color.
Painting the ladies?
I got just a little bit of highlight in there. I mean, just the flesh part. Right now I'm not worried so much about the thing. Because I want that flesh color to dry so I can put their chemises in there. And their pants. Okay, now what do I do? Okay, is this house color dark? Okay, so now we're gonna watch what I do with this. Kind of watch what I do with these picket fences because I gotta. It's all these things are white right now and they're really not. So if I look. Even the sides of these are not going to be, I'm not going to leave them white.
Wow.
I want the caps to be white. Okay, and now I'm going to go in the back here Now, back here, I'm going to do the right-hand edge of each picket.
Ed, don't turn your back on us.
I used the term picket, you notice that?
Oh, I normally left that whole thing out.
And watch, this is the same thing I'm going to do in the front here with the larger pickets.
Is that gonna cast a shadow?
Okay, yeah, so now watch this. So this is dark, right down there, right there, but it's catching the tops of these other pickets, right? I'm gonna go. Okay, the sides facing me are dark. Okay, on these pickets, just the right-hand side
Who's gonna be the darker?
is the darker because,
Right.
right?
Yep.
And it goes all the way down through the cross piece, right, Emil?
Yep.
Yep.
That's right.
But then there's a, well, I'll wait on that
Only
one.
if your mind
The
goes there.
front of that bar.
It's true.
Okay, now what? Just watch this. This is where it gets a little crazy here.
Oh, so you're going straight through. That's
I'm
right.
going straight through,
That's
right? That's right.
Yep.
But now with the cross pieces, I go, but I stop at the white. Boom.
Right.
Start here, stop. Start here, stop.
Oh my God.
Okay.
This is tricky
Yep.
because
For you to say.
you don't want it to go into the white of the next picket, but you want the feeling of this cross piece.
Right.
There, and what am I gonna do on these things? These caps are a bit darker than the rest. And then if you look carefully, each of the cap has a line coming down right toward the bottom here. And hopefully that makes it look like it's now do the pickets look three-dimensional?
Very.
I could get these I gotta get darker. I didn't have them dark enough. Darn it. Okay, so now I'm going to take a little bit of that shadow color. I'm going to do the inside of the windows. And I'm just seeing the windows as a top half and a bottom half. I'm not trying to do panes within the windows. That would just,
That'd be insane, wouldn't it?
that would be pretty hard, especially at this angle.
I don't like the picket fencing. This is crazy.
I gotta take off some of my,
And then just the door, inside the door is going to be a really nice dark color. See how that looks like the door? The line of the flagpole. And now a nice light color blue for that third house, and then I'll stop. Because now my yellow is dried. Okay, what do we have left? We have the dark side of the yellow. We have the ladies. Another dark side of this house and the trees, and we'll be done. It's just sort of keeping in mind the order. You can't put the yellow house in and then the blue house next to it because they bleed together, and you want two sharp lines there. So you got to do the yellow house, let it dry, fiddle around with some other details, then come back and put the blue in later. So a lot of this watercolor stuff is just sort of remembering the order that you want to put stuff in so you don't start tripping over each other. Some picket fences back here too.
Blue, what kind of blue did you use for the house?
I use just cerulean, I think.
Again,
Yeah.
Why not?
why not?
The words don't fix it. No barriers for entry, you know?
Aha. Well, there you go.
All right, I'm going to do the dark side of the yellow house and then a little bit of color in the ladies. One of the last things I got to do is get these background trees in, but I need to get the shadow side of the yellow house in. I'll use mostly raw sienna. And maybe that'll...
Do these people have legs that are flesh?
Yeah, they're wearing shorts, so...
Okay.
Not mine. Yeah, mine is dressed.
I know. And decide you want to go for it.
He's doing the raw sienna, he started. It's really raw. That blue house is too blue back there. It's a later thing.
The dark side of the yellow house.
Is raw sienna that?
Raw sienna, I got a little cerulean, I got a little alizarin crimson too, but... I come down and I go around these. I want to keep this bush fairly light. And then there's a shadow underneath the eave of this yellow house.
Of course there is.
We're putting that in now. Putting a few hints of the windows of that house. And now I can do the darker blue house.
Oh, boy.
What color blue is that blue house?
I made it cerulean. I'm doing cerulean with a little bit of alizarin in it.
Or you got the house behind it really dark.
Yeah.
Looks too brown. That's the same color, but too brown with the yellow. Well, there's purple plus yellow, the same thing, so it was yellow, so it's. But you got a different color than this, because you have more blue on it. If I could turn it.
Now I'm just going to do the trees in the background. Will lock everything in. I'm going to use the raw sienna and cerulean, of course. There. I need
Trees in the back.
the tricky thing is going to be to cut around this nice little green tree without losing those nice little flicks that I made. this tree even has some red into the green. Well, so it's really getting dark. I want to make these nice little trees stand out, so I'm making a really dark color around them. And then this main magnolia behind everything will be up here. And this one will have a ragged edge so that
What color is that?
that's new gamboge and ultramarine.
That's a magnolia.
Is it?
Looks like it.
And these little flicks are sort of serving to point your eyes down toward the ladies. Uh-oh, bad words.
Yeah, I know. I just realized I forgot to do something.
Good thing he's not a hairdresser, you know?
Exactly.
And take a look at this. I'm going to make a few little lines like this to indicate that there are some tree. Branchy things coming up. Okay, now I just gotta take this one down.
I'm gonna finish the rest.
Yeah, you're gonna have to finish this at all. You're not gonna get it all
Don't
done.
have enough time here.
Yeah, I like that.
But just have to do the forwards and the back.
Yeah.
Forwards and the back, and then you can tidy up if you want. The picket fences. I think I'm thinking better picket fences.
And Emil, take this building in the back, this sort of
Yeah.
bluish building. I'm
Oh,
gonna paint.
okay, you did
I'm gonna
that.
go right across it, the whole damn thing. Now, this is gonna make the ladies stand out better.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's when I put in my darks at the end that I really,
Yeah,
everything starts to lock into place.
yep.
Now, I've left that roof catching light, so I may leave that. I do need to put in some darks on some of these windows on the other side of the,
Yeah, I kinda like that roof, it lets it rest a little in back that way. so it's not
in
too-
back here?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
too busy, yeah.
I gotta finish mine, just like you.
Put this in.
Yeah, you gotta
Put some
No,
multicolor
Ella, you get to finish
in
it.
her outfits. I gave her a different color outfit. Burgundy, I don't know what the hell that is. I think she's really.
She's wearing
Is
a
that skirt or short?
Because that's what, she has a skirt.
Oh, right.
That's right.
I put a skirt on it too.
Yeah.
Very nice. It's easy, not yet.
Yeah.
And I am gonna paint one more,
You have plans.
You got it covered, and you got the one thing, cool.
one more tone on this.
You moved it in, I like that. Yeah, I was thinking about doing over the whole thing, but, cool. All right, well, I'll take
The case study is baking it.
it.
So now I'm doing one more tone over this near building, leaving the whites of the trim on the what do you call it? And Susan, this is, or Sharon, this is where you'll be going over that blossom that you have.
With, what color?
I just have ultramarine and a little bit of alizarin. And I do need to make the windows darker. Let's grab that.
Oh, what did you do with how did the windows pop out?
What windows?
Putting the windows that you're doing right now. Oh, because you put that dark, you
That's
put that
right.
dark wash over.
That's right.
Oh, all of a sudden they're there.
And so this window, I think the window itself is darker than the background, right? Or the side of the house. But I don't want to get these things looking like black holes, so. There's that. Maybe I put in a little. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I could have done that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, thank you.
That's not that big an uh-oh. There's no liquid, right?
Yeah, not too bad. That's a good say quickly.
So Kathy, you've got some mask fluid on those windows, these window trims.
And they don't need to be there.
They don't need to be that bright,
I agree.
right? I'm going to put a thin tone of wash where there's a shadow across the upper part of this house.
Nice. Awesome.
Okay, so, and if you want to put in a second tone on your hydrangeas to make them look a little more 3D, you can do that. That looks kind of dark, doesn't it?
If I added a little just white watercolor onto them to tone them down, would that help?
Good, yep.
Okay, is that acceptable?
You fitting it in? Me too. I'm gonna do it. I noticed you put stuff over that.
I did, yeah.
I think the better thing to do, I can do one of them for you. You get,
Son of a gun. Yeah, that's great.
the light's coming from this side.
Yeah, I suffered, but
So on
Yeah.
the side,
it's a little
blue.
it's getting there. I gotta tidy it up.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Just do a little,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got
Rather
different,
than
I got
put it-
different colored shadows on the fence, like different blues.
And then maybe.
Yeah, but nobody's
do a
gonna
little
know.
darker. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wouldn't go into white watercolor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That'll start to
That's
look-
effective.
Yeah.
I'm actually very happy with my flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
The
was
flags
gonna,
worked out this time.
I was like gonna, I was hyperventilating, but see the little holes? I did a basket weave. I
Yeah.
did a basket weave pattern,
Oh,
and
smart.
that's how I got the white little stars.
A basket weave pattern.
Yes.
Exciting. That's the trick. Thank you.
All right. Another fun day with.
Well, do we have a blast today? You know, like
We did.
what a riot!
Another great day with the team.
We got these ladies here. Oh, I didn't do the damn.
All the
What did
team
you
people.
do?
Oh, I want to do some bricks, but I don't want to
So.
go crazy on you.
Oh, that's what it
But
was.
Ellen will want to know this.
Sidewalk.
Okay.
So we're gonna do bricks. So watch. We're gonna take a little bit of,
Brick sidewalks are too expensive and they don't last long.
but we're not gonna do all the bricks. We're just gonna hint at them.
Regular sidewalk.
In Venice.
Cement truck shows up, pours the concrete, that's it. Little rebar.
Just gonna do a little hint of little hint of bricks here. I'm gonna go long,
And then I'm gonna go right at it.
long,
My mind is fresh, you know?
long,
Otherwise it's
long,
crazy.
long.
Yeah.
But then when I do,
So, but I had to get on the phone, I got off this morning.
That's not that hard, huh?
Because
no,
That's why it's gonna be,
but you have to offset them.
yeah. Oh, that's great.
And you don't have to do every,
So I got on with the supervisor.
like, I can hint at it.
Oh,
Like I do a couple, the way I did up above at
yeah,
the,
yeah.
and then back in here, maybe I just put a line across there,
Oh,
put a line across there, maybe do another,
Oh, man, man.
no, but you don't have to put them all in. It's just like a hint of.
2 months.
just hinting at it, right?
Ah,
So you just do a little touches and
For insurance.
yeah.
leave it like that.
Yeah, well. What are you gonna do? It is what it is.
See, by having Sharon dark down at the bottom, it brings your eye up into the figures again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little bit of accents back here in this house.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's a, yeah, so that's what I do. If that comes across and they leave a voicemail, just hover over it and block it. Like block it right away and then just delete the damn thing.
Then I did another one for the
Yeah, I know. I go through the same thing. It's like continuous.
Anal,
Yeah.
come over here.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, not sorry. I just,
I thought I was interrupting.
no, you didn't do anything wrong.
Oh.
Don't
Yeah,
knock
yeah.
any of
The flag is folded over.
Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that, the shadow.
And there's the curl.
Oh,
See
yeah.
that?
Shadow from the flag. Wow.
Oh,
See that? So the curl is over and it's great. I'm not gonna bother down there.
No, no, I'm gonna go
But
do
you
that
see
when I
how
go
that
home.
is?
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit of a triangle,
Yeah.
starting from there,
Yep.
going to there, and leave it.
Oh, cool.
Walk
Now I
away.
can see the colors too,
Yeah.
yeah. I gotta do some stuff when I get home. But I didn't do this building down there, but I did a lot of foliage
Yeah, you
back
can
there.
fit, you just put it
Yeah.
in colors.
Yeah,
As long as
yeah.
it's darker than these.
Yes.
And darker than these ladies.
Right. Yeah, I love the color of the lady's blouse there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I don't know, do I put in a line here? Like that?
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Look at that. Wow.
What color were your bricks?
That's fantastic.
Brick.
It was
Awesome.
burnt sienna
Wow.
with a little bit of raw sienna.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a wrap.
Judy, did you have fun?
No,
You got your computer to work.
thank you.
Don't be
You
greedy.
shall say, don't be greedy.
Yeah,
See, that's the easy way to do watercolor over there.
Which iPad?
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
little iPhone.
There you go.
No.
Yeah.
I know. You do what you.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there is watercolor.
Yeah.
Paint.
Yeah. You just went about it a different way, that's all.
Yeah, I certainly did.
Yeah.
Make those neurons move.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Whatever floats your boat.
and Josh, did you get your drawing done before class, or are you working on it now?
Video, Bill, tonight.
Yes.
No rush. No rush by 6
Did
o'clock.
you make that?
What?
Yeah.
No.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I can tell you that. I love the color. Yeah. I started to take up knitting.
I did.
Yeah, and I then I gave up, so I have to go back to it and try it again. Someone told me to get wooden, because it's better for beginners, so you don't slip a lot. I was slipping all the time. It's my
Knitting is
favorite.
for people who have too much aggravation in their life, right?
Or something like that, yeah. Keeps your mind off the clutter that's flooding around up in there.
Keeps your mind off of the rest of the clutter in your mind.
Well, that's what Peggy says, my mind is always going like in the clouds somewhere, so she's trying to bring me down.
You can tell when nobody's breathing.
Yeah, I know.
Like there's no,
Okay.
you sucked all the air out of the.
Did anybody put in the carriage light windows the carriage lights next to the door?
Yeah, I have one, I didn't.
No, I didn't, but I was thinking about doing when I have more patience.
No, but I painted over it, I'm sure.
I put a few clapboards on the far right side,
Yeah.
just to break that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow. Start mine all over.
Probably only needs another half hour, then I'll be done.
Oh my God. I'm looking at cars.
Okay, and I'll try to remember to take a picture of this when it dries and send it to you if
And I'll
it's
try to take a
helpful.
picture of it now,
Okay,
without a finger in it.
then you have to worry about me doing it.